Okay, very good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to our second monthly alumni webinar. And welcome to all who are in offline and online students and faculties and Vice Chancellor, our Honorable Vice Chancellor also joined online. And I welcome all associate deans here present and also in the online our participants to this webinar. This webinar series is designed to help the present students of HBNI in their placement and to connect with our alumni of HBNI. So thank you all for being a part of today's webinar. I first thank our alumni speaker, Dr. Manoj Ramteke, who has agreed to give a talk for our students. Dr. Manoj Ramteke completed his PhD in Life Science from Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Cancer, ACTREC, in 2014 under the guidance of Dr. Prasanna Venkatraman. He worked as a postdoctoral fellow till January 2016 at Dr. Amit Dutt Lab at ACTREC and then joined Discovery Biology Department at Syngene International Limited, Bengaluru, Karnataka. He served as a research investigator and senior research investigator from January 2016 to September 2019. From September 2009 to April 2023, he worked as a manager at Biology Department, Sun Pharma Advanced Research Company, Vadodara, Gujarat. Since April 2023, he has been working as a senior manager R&D at Cell Biology Department, High Media Laboratories Private Limited, Thane, Maharashtra, and leading the Biopharma portfolio. So today he will be presenting that opportunities in biopharma industry, and we are very much thankful to him to agree to become the speaker for this alumni webinar. So, Dr. Manoj Ramteke, please. So you can.
I'll just add here. Dr. Manoj, actually, this is going online, and many students will be attending. It will be recorded in YouTube also. So what happens? Many students who cannot attend, they will be winning. By tomorrow, we'll see so many people have, gone through your talk. So this is not very. Yeah. So maybe apparently number of participant is less, but by tomorrow we'll see that huge number has seen, and they may come to talk to you or through email or something way. So please respond to their queries. That's my request.
Definitely. Okay? Yeah, it is. So thank you, Professor Maiti, for your comment. And it is that case that may not be, you may not see more large participants now, but many people are seeing through YouTube. So it will be very much useful. And I hope that people will also question from the YouTube. I encourage you to actively participate and ask questions. Who are in the YouTube also, they can give their question in chat box and engage with our speaker and the fellow alumni. So thank you, Manoj, and so you can now start. Okay, thank you.
Thank you team for the introduction, and I welcome all the students looking for the opportunities in the biopharma. Is my voice clear there? Yeah.
Yes, it is clear.
Exactly. Thank you. So today we'll discuss the opportunities in the biopharma industries. So the opportunities in the biopharma industries are immense. But why only the biopharma industry? So let's discuss a bit why to join biopharma industry. So till now, we have worked into the R&D, doing PhDs. Some are in masters, some are integrated PhDs there. There we get the money to carry out our research. That's not your salaried job. So in biopharma industry, you get the salaried job, you get monthly salary, and there is no delay in the salary in the biopharmas. Plus point. Until now, whatever we will earning, that was for the primary intention, the fellowship that we got, that was for the learning purpose. And here you will join biopharma industry for the earning purpose. That gives stability in your financial goals. And don't you want to be partner in drug discovery or medicine research, development, and its realization into the market? So if anyone has this aim, then must think to join the biopharma industry. And now the important point what we would like to discuss here again is even the salary or the financial stability that we are going to get through this biopharma industry. That's what good life, the healthy life one. So that's the primary intention to join in biopharma industry. Along with it, we are there to help the patients. We are there to help in drug discovery, the medicine discovery. That's the satisfaction that we get by joining in the biopharma industry. And of course, there are limitless opportunities for the growth in biopharma industry. So we'll move the next slide. So all these are very simple basic benefits, but it's important to understand at least these benefits. Many times we see that the students are not aware about these benefits and they miss out many of these things. So unlike your academic research or masters or admissions or PhD interviews, biopharma industry is highly professionals. So in the sense that they gives you a lot of benefit. So whenever you come here for your interviews and you travel from your native to the interview place, so they give the biopharma industry reimburse all your expenses, all your travel expenses, starting for your local travel, the taxi travel or whatever travel you take there, the train travel or the air travels there. So all these expenses are reimbursed. And once you confirm your job, you fix your job, and then many times it's the situation that you have to move from one city to another city. You just have to discuss with the HR, and most of the biopharma industry provide you the translocation reimbursement also. Means all your household goods moving from one place to other, all those whatever expenses you spent on the movement for this household materials here, so all those are reimbursed. All your air ticket, local travel expenses, all these are reimbursed. Now these are the first and the third points are independent points. So all your
Manoj,
Mhm.
can you make it full screen? People are telling they can.
Okay. So is it a full screen now?
No, so far no.
No. Okay. So it's the lag in the network, and after some time it comes to a full screen. We are on slide number 3. Can you see the slide number 3?
Yeah.
Is it
We
full
are
screen
inside.
now?
No. Can you go to view and make it full
See, we can see the slide number 3, but not in full screen mode.
screen mode? Somebody is pointing out that there is a problem.
They are not able to see.
They are not able to see. Who is Actrek, no?
Actrek.
Actrek people are selling that they are not able to see.
Can you just see it again?
One thing you can do maybe, but you log out and log in. Again, log out and log in, then you may.
Is it okay if I just share my presentation to you and you can share it from your site?
That will be good. Okay.
Give me a minute. I will just put it there, and I should be putting it to
Project Anurag.
the placement HBNI.
Project Anurag. No, Project Rohit. PROJ_Rohit. Chat box you just.
That email is, one of the IT person, Rohit, is writing in the chat box, the email, full email.
Yeah.
You send it to him, he will then share.
I got it. I have sent it from my side. Please check. Rohit can confirm if he has received it.
No. Even if you call, it will not cross more than 15, 20 people. So they could have come. Some people while going, they could come. Can give the Gmail account. अभी भी आया नहीं.
I have mailed it to Rohit. Please confirm if he has received it.
Not yet.
Not,
He's giving Gmail account also.
Okay.
स्पैम में तो गया नहीं ना.
It's done to Gmail account as well.
I think now he has received it.
Exactly. So I will just stop sharing from my side. So you can share it from your end.
Yeah, got it. He has got
Stop.
it.
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah, now it thinks. Yeah, please go ahead.
Exactly. So we were on the slide number 3 there. Exactly. So my point here is, so many students we have seen that they are not aware of these expenses, and sometimes these biopharma companies they have some like many of them have the open policies, but some of them may not give you the interview expenses or transfers and EMS or your air travel or local travel expenses if you do not ask them upfront. So it's very important you ask them before you take this journey to the interview or during joining. And in joining also, most of the company give you initial accommodation, because if you are translocating in a new city that's totally new to you, you don't know the environment, you don't know the culture there, and to acclimatize to that, the many companies give the 15-day accommodation to you, the free of cost, no cost involved. So this also you have to check with the HR before you join or before you make any commitment for your job there. So it's important point that one should take into consideration. Now we can move to slide number 4. So apart from that, we get many MNCs or big pharma, they provide 5-day a week working, or some they provide alternate Saturdays off. So you have to verify with the HR before joining. And almost all the companies gives health insurance to your spouse, 2 children's, and the health insurance also provided to parents and in-laws, that's optional. And term and accidental death insurance, this is mandatory as per the Factory Act, and this amount can be multifold of your annual CTC. So how this annual CTC is that we'll discuss in the upcoming slides. Or there may be certain amount, maybe 10 lakh or 20 lakh, or depending on the level, that's a fixed amount. If there is any death or accidental death at the site, then the employee gets this amount. So it doesn't mean that when the employee so by accident or by any reason there is death outside the working hours, you will not get the term or accidental insurance. This is not the case. If someone dies by any reason apart from the working hours also, so one is eligible to claim this accidental or the term insurance there. And apart from this, all this biopharma provide professional working environment with lot of endless learning opportunities. So these are the benefits of working with the biopharma industry. We can move to the slide number 5. Apart from that, everyone gets casual leaves up to 7, 6 leaves up to 7, privilege leave 25 to 30, and of course national holidays. Now here one important policy is there. It's all available in almost all the pharma companies regarding the compensatory off. So what this is, if you work on any of the holidays, Saturdays or Sundays or any national holidays there, you can get this off, and at any other working days. So this can be compensated. So this is the extra benefit that the biopharma provides. So once we decided that one has to that we are about to work in the biopharma, it's sometimes important to understand the corporate hierarchy structure. So we start with the topmost position there. So it's a managing director or sometimes chairperson who are the company owners, and under which the chief executive officer works. So sometimes both the posts are merged here. The managing director and chief executive officer varies from company to company. So one has to see the structure as well before joining to them. And below that, there are chief operating officers or chief scientific officers who will look into all the science, all the operations going into the company. And there are executive vice presidents or senior vice presidents. Sometimes these are merged positions. But with third also, like vice presidents. Either maybe only one person representing here, or maybe different positions depending on the company size. Of course, the smaller size company will have only one representation, and bigger size company will almost have the all representation in the companies. Then core positions include associate vice presidents, senior general manager, and below that comes the deputy general managers. So it's not mandatory for a company to have all these positions in the organization. One may skip these positions or may merge many of these positions into a one. And senior managers or managers, followed by deputy manager, senior executive, senior officer, officers. Sometimes here we get confused with it because one is very fresher and does not know the corporate structure. One gets the offer as a officer or senior officer there. Oh, these are very lower positions, and we expect some like bachelor's people, BTech people, BSc people. These are the positions offered to them, and we expect masters people to join to executive or senior executive position. See, if the MTech person is there or an integrated masters has done, so we expect them to join at the senior executive positions. And a PhD candidate, once they pass out of the PhD, we expect them to join as a manager or the senior manager, depending on the company hierarchy there. So there is also option available for the employee to join there as a trainee or as an intern. Sometimes these trainee or intern positions are paid, sometimes unpaid also. So for this, you have to inquire with the HR or sometimes with your seniors or yourself. Working in the organization, just to confirm if there is any trainee or intern position available with the company. If this position is paid, that is the added advantage. You get your fellowship or the payment for carrying out the research there, and company may absorb you based on your caliber or the capabilities. We can move to slide number 7 now. So this slide talks about the department sections and functioning in those departments. So we will start with the R&D. So this is the department where I have worked mostly. So R&D in the biopharma and in your research organizations are not much different. The only difference is that in the biopharma, always they are product oriented or commercial realization oriented. So we have to work in those aligning with those goals only. So in research and development, it includes molecular biology. So what does this? So how does biopharma carry out this molecular biology? We can understand this by a simple example that. So if we look at the drug molecule recently coming into the markets, or looking at the biological drugs, many of them are antibodies, are biological drugs, biologics, and now cell and gene therapy. Now they recently launched like CAR T cell therapies. So to carry out all this, to bring all these drugs into the market, one has to perform this R&D work. And for that, one definitely has to work on the molecular biology, has to prepare DNA, sometimes RNA, cDNA, cloning to generate constructs. And there are so many CROs like contract research organization. They just work on the small task of this molecular biology portion. Like there is a client who needs only the DNA from you, from the Biopharma. So there are positions where the person works only on DNA preparations, but has to develop a quality DNA, the said quantity on time, and deliver it. That's all. So there are many easy positions like this. So at each and every level, if you find based on your expertise, there are positions available for it. In the cell biology, there are positions where people work on primary cell culture, transfections optimization, the target validation. These are the cancer targets or any other target like suspension cell culture, adherent cell culture. So it looks sometimes these are very simple terms, but many times we miss to mention this in our CV. So that's where the in preliminary screening only candidate failed to get shortlisted. So whatever people have worked in their during their R&D research has to mention those points in their CVs. And many people work on flow cytometry, the immunohistochemistry, the immunofluorescence part of it, or cell imaging, like PBMC's isolation, T cell isolation, NK cell isolation, and their characterization. So this is also involves stem cells and iPSC establishment, characterization, and then functional assays. So there can be a separate department only for the assay development, which work with the in vitro assays. So the in vitro assays can be cytotoxic assay, the antibody testing assays, proliferation assays. It can be simple ELISA, just to optimize ELISA, just to standardize this antibody for the ELISA, standardize this antibody for the Western, and give the conclusion whether this antibody is good for the ELISA, it is good for the Western blotting. So we can move to slide number 8 now. And now this very important section in the R&D, like say clone development. You imagine many of these drugs are antibodies or biosimilars, and more than 80% of these drugs comes from the CHO cell line, this Chinese hamster ovary cell line, which grows as a cell, as a suspension cell culture. So there is huge demand for CHO-based clone development. So one has to take the cells, transfect the cells, and ensure the cells are producing antibodies. Once you institute the antibodies, one has to do limiting dilution. So there are so many robots are available around present days to do this cloning and develop a single cell clone to avoid variations. And there are many oppositions available for the cell model development expressing oncogene or disease-specific target. And of course, CRISPR and Cas9 knockout models are also required for the validation of the targets. To show that in a particular overexpressing cell line, you do see the effect, and in the knockout cell line, you do not see the effect. Oh, this R&D is very important here. And once you have the CHO clone, then there is another step, another department, or another section of upstream process development. So once you have the CHO clone developed producing antibody, so this group takes it further for optimizing the culture processes, parameter for expression optimization, like scale it up from flask level to 1 liter, 5 liter, 10 liter, 50 liter, or up to 100 liter scales. So all this work can be done at the R&D level scale. Once it passes through this phase, then it can be passed to pilot plant for the expression analysis. Like downstream process development includes like antibody purification or tag, or sometimes few proteins are untagged, their recombinant protein purification. The process optimizing this purification, it involves many chromatographic techniques, including protein A, protein G, or histag protein with nickel NTA, or HIC chromatography, or gel filtration, or size exclusion chromatography. Just to give in detail, like few people write only gel filtration chromatography in their CVs, or sometimes the people are not aware it is also called as size exclusion chromatography. We have seen many examples like this, and this is how they are not shortlisted in the interview rounds or during their CV screening as well. So it's very important, whatever you have done, you write it, you describe it properly, the R&D work you have carried out. Now we can move to slide number 9. The analytical department here includes analytical characterization of antibodies or recombinant protein. So what do they do? Characterization is size, their purity, their charge variants, their glycan profile. If it is drug or it is antibody conjugated between a drug, then the drug to antibody ratio, how many drugs are attached to per antibody, this ratios calculation. So this is the work of which is carried. This is work which is carried by the analytical department here. And cell and gene therapy, like we have discussed, like CAR T therapy, CAR T cell therapy, T cell isolation, and here also we need expertise in lentiviral mediated infection or antiviral production also, T cell stimulation and expansion, and the characterization of those T cells, like characterization for cytokine release or cytotoxicity. Such activities are being carried out at cell and gene therapy department. And there is separate department for quality control. So whatever processes or products one develop, that needs to be validated for their performance. And this validation happens at the quality control department. If the quality is not perfect, or those processes are discarded. And only which passes through quality control, they are passed further. And now the next department we are going to discuss bioinformatics or mathematical modeling also. Now there are very limited opportunities in this. Still there are some companies exclusively working on this. So there you may find many opportunities here for big data analysis like omics analysis or protein interaction modeling or model for probabilities, whether to find this antigen or this is there in this tumor type or that tumor type. It can be modeled based on the mathematical modeling as well. We can move to next slide now. Slide number 10. So till now we discussed what happens in the R&D. Now there are many sections which are not into R&D, like manufacturing science and technology or the production, where there is no scope for the R&D. So all the processes under this department are all set, and one has to run the processes under the set procedures and the guidance. There should be no deviation in the processes or the procedures that is given to anyone. So these are like manufacturing. So where we do manufacturing of biological drug or manufacturing of CAR T cells, their expansion, or manufacturing of the viruses, lentiviruses or adeno-associated viruses or others also. Like quality assurance, there also they don't do any R&D here. So what do they do is they set the standard operating procedures or the processes and provide certification for the product. They conduct audit where all the processes are happening as per the mentioned protocols. And project management team, they do work on managing the project timelines, budgeting, manpower, resources, interaction with all the stakeholders, and updating the management with the project progress. We also have the sales and marketing team in the Biopharma, where they take care of the sales and marketing of the products. And there is huge value in this department as well. Marketing of kits, instruments, and in this also there are a section of people which are subject matter expert for a particular process or the particular instruments. Let's say a flow cytometry. There are people which are subject matter expert for only for the flow cytometry. So there is huge value for this. There are subject matter expert only for the transfection. There is huge value for those people. There are subject matter experts for CAR T generation, huge value. For CRISPR-Cas9 knockout, these are subject matter experts like this. They support sales and marketing people. So whenever sales and marketing, you must have seen many sales and marketing people comes to you. So they also carry one subject matter. There is also one subject matter expert along with them, just to explain the people. So it has nothing to do with the value of the product or other things, but it has to do with the scientific attributes of the instruments or the achievements that can be used with these kits or instruments or the products. Now we can move to slide number 11. The business development department at Biopharma, it interacts with the industry players, searching opportunities for the commercial products, supports sales and marketing team. The purchase team, now we may say that what is the use of like a biology or scientific person in the purchase team? Oh, there is huge role, there is huge demand in the purchase department as well, because one has to identify right product for the right processes. One has to understand the processes. One has to understand the ways this biopharma deals with. So we need experienced people in the research also, to carry out these purchases, which deals with the purchasing of raw materials and other products, kits or lab reagents. Supply chain management also, one has to have the information regarding the storage of the products, the shelf life, supply of the product to the end user, which manages inventory as well. So there are many other innumerable opportunities in the biopharma. So now we have discussed the opportunities. How do we get it? And now, when you are preparing for the jobs in the biopharma, to look at the opportunity in the biopharma, there are some important terminologies that you have to understand. Few things. So I thought these are important, and I just tell as a freshers, maybe many will get benefited. So whenever you come to know any job, there is opening or job vacancy is there, and so you have to ask for the JD. JD stands for the job description. So you have to understand what exactly job is. You may have some experience or sometimes the relevant experience along with it. But according to job description, you may have to change few words in your CV. That will help you to find the exact job in the market. And one has to understand the CTC. CTC stands for cost to company. And whenever people talks about CTC, they always consider the annual CTC. This is the cost that company will have to pay for your hiring. And now, when we are as a researchers working in the in the R&D organizations or pursuing masters days, many other things are not available. This terminology like EPF. So we never get benefited with the employee provident fund accounts or employee pension schemes accounts. So you will get this opportunity in the biopharma as well. So be aware with this important terminologies, what the people use, and gratuity fund. So this in the biopharma industry, you will get only after completion of the 5 years of your service. And EPF is not you cannot withdraw it till 10 years of your continuous service. Whatever amount is contributed into EPS, that comes under pension schemes, that you may not be able to withdraw it. And now biopharma also provide option for NPS. So you have to understand a bit. You may have to search a little bit regarding NPS, where the exact all the amount may not be withdrawn even after your retirement also. Only 60% is maximum withdrawal here. And the gross salary. So gross salary is your gross salary, one has to understand, is always less than your CTC. And gross salary is not the exact amount that is credited in your account. One has to remember this. It's a net salary that is credited in your account. So one has to understand these terminologies in order to find the jobs into the biopharma. And some important technologies, like since this is biopharma, so many of them are involved in the. So we can move to the next slide number 13 here. They are working on the biologics products. All these biologics products are biological origin, means they are derived from the biological source, maybe cells or other biological, maybe plasma or some other biological source. And NBE stands for new biological entity. So this is the new biological entity. This is the first product coming into market. No one has done a similar research on the product, or no one has launched any product into the market. So this is first biological product coming into the market. Opposed to the biosimilar is the already launched product exists, which is a new biological entity, and the biosimilar is the product which is very similar with its characteristics, which is physical forms and all other appearance and all other properties, which is similar to that of the NBE. NCE is the new chemical entity, and many times these are small molecules. In drug discovery, we do work on biological drugs or chemical drugs. So sometimes we are not aware with these terminologies as well, like what are drugs. So any molecules which is used as a treatment, we call them as a drug. So antibodies are drugs. So insulin is a drug molecule. And many drugs, they are chemical drugs which are non-biological. Those are also drug molecules. Like biological drugs, one very important thing. Biological drugs are very large molecules, like antibodies, insulin. If you look at their structure, they are very big molecules. Compared with the chemical drugs, which are small molecules, like MMAF or MMAE. These are very small molecules here. So one has to understand, because in JD, you will see these terminologies people are explaining in their JDs. And if one is not aware with these terminologies, then we may not. So job is still relevant to you, but you may not initially find it relevant to you. So this discrepancy may happen. So it's very important to understand few of these terminologies here. And now we can move to slide number 14. I just talk about ADC. So now, not all native antibody or naked antibodies are effective, but they are very good for their target binding. So how to improve the efficacy of such antibodies? So researchers have developed ADC. So they have conjugated drugs to those antibodies. And many times these drugs are like chemical drugs, which is also called as payload or chemical moiety, or simply called as drug molecule, which is attached to antibody. And there is concept of linker also. Linker is also a chemical moiety that connects antibody to the drug molecule. And many times these drugs are linked with the linker which are cleavable. Sometimes they are enzymatically cleavable, or some cleavage in the acidic environment. In case of tumors, we do believe that a tumor has acidic environment, so it will not be cleaved in basic environment. In the blood, the environment is basic. So whenever the antibody enters into tumor, it will get cleaved, and the drug will release and will kill the target cell. So many things, many other terminologies are similar there in the biopharmas. We can move to next slide number 15 here. So I thought just to give you the salary expectations part also. One has to review this part very, very carefully, because this is the ultimate goal that we are going to go into biopharma for your earning purpose. So research salary, whatever get, or your stipend you are getting, that is income tax exempted in India. So all the expenses you are getting, or fellowship you are getting for PhD, and even for the postdoctoral fellow, that is exempted for income tax in India under section 10, and in bracket you can write 16 there. So many times I have seen, even I have faced this difficulty, that the research organizations, they have cut the income tax from your like postdoc. This happens mainly with the postdoctoral fellows. So they cut your income tax from the salary. How to reclaim it? You just have to file income tax return, file ITR1, and whatever salary you have earned, just mention in the ITR form under section 10. All your money, whatever you have earned as a fellowship, that will be exempted, and whatever income tax the organization deducted, that will be credited in your account. And since all the salary, whatever you are getting, is exempted from the income tax, now when you are entering into biopharma, the salary you are going to get, you have to pay income tax on it. So it's good to ask for 40 to 50% hike from your current salary. So this is a very important point. And you may settle the deal not less than 30% of the salary. So if you are settling your deal less than the 30% of salary, you may be underpaid compared with your peers then. One has to remember that during salary discussion, the entire CTC amount, whatever you are discussing with the HR person there or the company representative, it is not a salary which is credited. This is not the entire CTC amount which is credited in your account. So you have to consider income tax and other deductions also before you finalize the salary. Many times we have seen the people, they said, sir, you have said like this much amount, like 50,000 amount I will be getting per month, but I am getting now 40,000 only in my account because of the deductions, other things which many times people are not aware with. We can move this slide number 16 here. So in order to find a good job, it's very important that we work on our CV. So explain all your educational qualifications, whatever is there, maybe certificates, conferences that you have attended. Explain everything in details in your educational qualifications, and whatever research expression you have, you may describe it in a few lines. Sometimes people just write one point or one single word there. It's good to describe if it's a PhD work. Definitely they have to describe in at least few lines. And there also, if they have worked on few techniques, it's good to describe in at least 4-5 lines there. And sometimes, so what type of opportunities biopharma provides? Sometimes biopharma is looking only for the people which can handle T cells, their expansion, their culture, sterile culture. That's all. If these are the words mentioned in your CV, then you are the first candidate. Your CV will be shortlisted there. Sometimes people are looking for only the people who are experienced in ELISA, Western blotting. So if these are the words written there and explained properly, then your CV will be shortlisted. Sometimes people are looking only for the people they have to handle on adherent and suspension cell culture. People sometimes write so many things, but they do not mention like they have worked on adherent and suspension cell culture. These are few of the reasons that CV may get shortlisted. And why is this happens? Because many times the HR people or the talent acquisition people involved in these processes, they are not from the scientific background, they are not from the biological backgrounds, or even from the chemistry background, and they miss on this. So your CV will get rejected in the first training itself. So it's very important that you mention whatever processes you have performed, whatever research you have done on, whatever techniques you are experienced in. You have to explain in detail. Sometimes like experience only in the recombinant protein expression using E. coli. Like let's say some people, right, they have the experience in purifying the recombinant protein from E. coli, but do not have any experience with the recombinant protein purification from the CHO cells. The biopharma may consider for those kind also, since one has the experience in recombinant E. coli, recombinant protein expression from E. coli, will be able to perform those purification tests from CHO cells as well. So it's very important to describe your research, whatever you have done during your studies here. We can move to slide number 17 now. Now, this is very important questions, like where to search for the biopharma opportunities. I feel like this generation is the new age generation, and it's very well versed with these tools where they can find the biopharma opportunities. You can search on the LinkedIn, Naukri.com, or you can directly visit the biopharma websites. But remember, one thing is that maybe more than 50%, I will say to 70% of the opportunities, they are not published here. They are not posted here. So that information you can get simply by contacting your colleague or your seniors or any other representative in the biopharma. Once that connection happens, and then many of these and they since their internal people are involved, then your CV screening and shortlisting happens very fast. And many times in this way only the vacancies are get fulfilled, gets filled here. And the last slide, thank you for your attention. So I tried to provide you the overview regarding opportunities in the biopharma, the sections, the departments. So it's very, very simple. Sometimes can be very big complex depending on the organization. So it's very important that you mention all the details in your CV. Keep watch on the job. Continue to keep your continue to update your CVs and be in contact with your seniors or other colleagues that you may know. Thank you for your attention and time. So I will be happy to any questions here, and you can definitely on the LinkedIn. There we can discuss also, and you can ask for my like email also from your colleagues. Many of your colleagues will have my email ID. So we can get connected. I'm always available for your queries.
Okay, Dr. Manoj, I just wanted to know, often the PhD students, those who are graduating, they are in dilemma where to go for, whether to go for postdoc abroad or take off an industry job. That is the first dilemma student have faced. So you address that point, then because many will be interested to know those things. And then the next one, how they should, as you touched upon the CV also, how it should be done, but maybe a little bit more elaborate on the CV for industrial application like biopharma, whatever you are talking, maybe a little bit more, if you talk. And third is research opportunities, whether in biopharma company also, those who are coming from, after PhD, there is some R&D opportunity. You touched upon, but give a little bit more. I think these are the 3 points I should I request you to talk on, so that the students, are benefited of that. Of course, we'll listen to their questions or queries. I hope you will not mind to answer those questions.
Definitely.
Anyway, thank you very much for addressing this. So now you can ask.
Okay. Anybody want to ask any question, please? This is from YouTube, or this is from?
There are questions from YouTube. You can read that. Huh?
I just have to connect to YouTube.
No, actually, IT person is reading one by one.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Please provide minimum eligibility to enter into biopharma industry. Example, minimum qualification, common entrance.
Exactly. So there is no common entrance as such for entering into biopharma, but common entrance is like sometimes big pharma they do take sometimes entrance or but that's very rare here. So what is minimum eligibility? I will say is even if you are like bachelors, BTech, BScs, there is opportunity for you. So do not get discouraged. Oh, I am there is like so because of this reason or that reason I could not complete my higher studies and there is a need for me to earn. Isn't there any opportunity for me? Of course, I assure you that there is opportunity for you. You just have to approach to the right people there. So this is minimum qualification, like at least masters, at least BScs or at least bachelor degree is the minimum qualification.
Okay, other questions, sir?
We cannot.
Okay, then from those who are on live, ask them to raise their hand. Dipanita, ask them to raise their hand.
Or you can type in those who are on WebEx, they can just type the question. I can
Yes, sir.
edit it in the.
In WebEx, there is a.
In
there are
WebEx
questions.
also there are some questions. One person is asking what are the opportunities in biopharma industry for structural biology studies, like cryo-EM.
Yes, many like
Hmm.
yeah. I will just address this. I think she is Antara Saha. So she is asking this question like a structural biologist. So there is scope for the structural. Of course, the opportunities are little limited for the structural biologists in the biopharma, but still there are. Whenever these people are working on the like antibodies, so they would like to know the antibody antigen structures there. So in those fields, you will find opportunities there, but it will be available with the large biopharma only. So just to take the name of the few large biopharma, like Biocon Group is very big biopharma group. There you may find such opportunities. Like Reliance Life Sciences, it's very good. It's very big group. You may find such opportunities there. Will in Sun Pharma also you may find Sun Pharma group of companies. You may find such opportunities there as well. So there is opportunity for this as well.
Okay.
So next question, I will just read it from the like Pratik is trying to ask like so there is no question there. So
Okay.
Aditya is it necessary to submit a cover letter along with the CV? Not always required. So whenever you're just writing the mail, so whenever you get any job opportunity, do not get overwhelmed with just looking at the job. Oh, I have a job opportunity. No, just listen it carefully. Be focused, and whenever you like there is some vacancy in the some company, just ask for the JD. So this should be your first question and then you prepare your CV accordingly according to job description. You must have worked to some part of it. If you are not at all work on any part of it which is mentioned in the job description, you may not be a best fit for the position there. And once you think you have at least worked to a certain extent on those aspects which is mentioned in the JD, you can prepare your CV accordingly. And as a cover letter, you can just mention few lines in your email itself whenever you are sharing your CV with the concerned person there. So those are more than enough. One more important point I would like to say here. So like biopharma people, I will say all the people involved in this industry, they are like highly occupied and we encourage not to write so many lines to read. So you write once, like in a few lines you try to explain. Maybe 3-4 lines are more than enough to cover later along with the CV. There is one question like my query is what are the opportunities in cancer genomics in biopharma? There are opportunities. You see, the omics people providing omics characterization like transcriptomics, exome sequencing, and those you will find opportunities in those. There are specialized biopharmas for this. You just have to search for them. There is opportunity for this. Since I have not worked in with those companies, but still there are opportunity for them. How one should prepare for the interviews? One should go with the truth. Whatever you have done, just explain them. This is what I have done. Whatever you don't know, you just simply say that this is the portion where I do not have expertise there, but you are willing to learn more along with the team. So that can be your best answer there. and just go easy, don't go tense. So we do find the people who goes easy with the answering, they are mostly selected. It gives positive impact during your interviews. Just go with the positive attitude, with respect, some respect for the panelists, because they have come with the huge experience there, and respect to yourself, and just go with the truth. This is how you should prepare for the interview.
Question on YouTube, Arbaz Sheikh. Sir, after
Mhm.
MSc Biotech can get job in the biopharma company without entrance.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So there's no need to have any entrance for getting job in biopharma. So if you are masters and now you think this is time to earn, definitely just search for the opportunities. Just focus on your strength, and these are the strengths that I have. So based on that, you just see the opportunities. Now, initially, if you have the colleagues in the biopharma, contact them. If you do not have, just search on the LinkedIn, Naukri.com. It's important to have your CV on the Naukri.com and regularly update it. Opportunities you will get from them. Sometimes you have to approach, sometimes the biopharma will approach you. And there also mention key techniques that you have done, like you have done some antibody purification, just mention the word. You had an ELISA, just mention the word. Or someone has very less experience, that's okay. Someone has experience in cell culture only, has handled cell culture, tissue passaging, some assays, that's okay. Even these words are good enough to get jobs into biopharma at initial stage.
Question from Neha Pandey. How can we apply? We don't
Hello.
see any advertisement. Once visit to biopharma industry site.
Exactly. So many of the advertisement are untold or unsaid, unpublished. So if you have the colleague working in the industry, it's good to approach them, but don't just approach once and forget it. No, continue to approach them till you get the opportunity. And even if you get the opportunity, you just mention them that now I got the opportunity at so and so place. So till this is not happening there at you, till this with you, you have to continue the search job at LinkedIn and at Naukri. This is Naukri because there are so many sites there. And with my experience, I have seen many of the sites are not good. The Naukri is one of them. Is the best. Is one of the best sites that I have seen.
Yeah, here I
And,
also
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
we have also one site for placement, as you know, in HBNI. So I will request you that if you go, he's telling something.
And that's okay. That's okay. Please go ahead.
So if you come across any jobs, please also post in our placement site. There is a possibility
Definitely.
that you can alumni can log in and post the job. So please do that so that that is also people can get the in HBNI people can get the job notification. So kindly do that. And
Definitely.
also if you in the CV also if you have any specific advice, so you can kindly give a posting in that in our web page so that we can publish that your requirement, that what is the requirement for biopharma industry specific for the CB. So that is also possible.
We'll definitely do it.
Any other questions are there from audience? Can you please from the online audience participants? Can you?
What is the scope of PhD MBA degree in industry? It is more preferred
Cool.
than PhD postdoc applicant.
So both are, so there are opportunity for both of these people. So I will suggest, so quickly I will talk of a single line is that if you want to join industries, and for that you just want to have just have to increase your or what you say, give weightage to your profile, and for that purpose only you want to go for the postdoc, you have to come back as quick as possible. Maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. 3 year I will say is the max time you have to come back. Otherwise, what will happen? You will have more expertise with you. You will not get the opportunity in accordance with your experience. So because your age also is increasing day by day. So it's very important. If you want to join the biopharma, you have to join as early as possible. Now coming to PhD postdoc versus PhD MBA, both of them have different profiles there. So you will find opportunity for both of them. Like PhD MBA will always find opportunities in business development, and PhD postdoc will always find their opportunities into the R&D or into so many other things. Even PhD as and postdoc experience can find their opportunity into business development as well, with some guidance. Yeah.
Next question. What is the post or opportunity for PhD in molecular microbiology?
There is huge. You see so many products, recombinant product. You just Google it. You will say those are coming from the microbial sources. So in that also we'll find, and so many, apart from all therapeutic products, there are so many accessory products like which aids in development of therapy. For example, I will say like CAR T cell therapy development, and the media which is required for the CAR T cell development, that requires so many growth factors. Not all the growth factors is coming from the mammalian origin. So many of these growth factors are coming from the bacterial origin. So there is huge scope in this industry also. People are looking for those people who has experience. So if someone has experience starting from cloning, expression, and small scale purification as well, there is huge opportunity for those people as well. There are industry dedicatedly working only on the microbial, or some units are working on the microbial products, molecular biology, and product purification from them. Of course, there should be commercial value to whatever experience that you have, and there is.
Next question is question from Rashmi Agashe. Is GATE Biotech qualified candidate get preference in biopharma industry?
So this is like so we do. So this is my view. But qualifying these examinations, that examinations, just talk about your intellectual capacity to understand the things. May not be necessary that will translate into ability to handle the project or handle the work. So we may not consider it as a superior point when compared with the any person who does not have gate qualification or does not have qualified this entrance or that entrance. So we do treat both them equally, and we do see how their attitudes, positive attitude must be there, and their performance in the interview and their confidence, of course. So that comes with your experience only. The confidence comes with your experience only. If you have worked there, definitely you will have confidence in speaking. Yeah.
Next question from Rati. Does Biopharma hire from plant sciences too?
Yes, exactly. So in HIMIDA itself, we have the plant tissue culture department, the hydroponics department, and there are, and so the nowadays bigger pharma may not be there into PTCs, but there are smaller industries. They are into PTCs. You may find scope there, and India has launched like national bamboo mission to cultivate specific varieties of the bamboo. So there you may find scope for those people. Even in banana cultivations or so many other industries, you'll find. So those may not be very big farmers, but you will find opportunity for those people as well. You can have your own startup also for this. And so this is very important opportunity for those from PTC, even because their big capital is not required. You just visit BIRAC website, BIRAC, and just find the fundings for you. You may start your own.
Anybody online can also put their hands off so that if you want to ask any question. If there is no other question, anything from YouTube? Any more question from YouTube? Okay.
Where is the best and opportunities? Sorry. Where is the best and appropriate field to work if candidate has qualification of MTech in biotechnology and MTech in nanotechnology?
Okay. In biotechnology and nanotechnology, so MTech will, so sometimes biopharma treat MTech people on the higher side compared with the masters people. their salary scale is slightly on the higher age compared with the master's people. So this is plus advantage with the MTech people. And where to find opportunities there? So just now we discussed so many departments or sections. You just have to find where you do fit yourself based on your experience. Of course, this will not be without experience. So whatever background you have in nanotechnology, this type of background you have, like developing nanoparticles for encapsulation of some drugs or encapsulation of DNAs, then you find opportunities working in those industries in R&Ds. So it's based on your experience or whatever dissertation. Sometimes it's linked with sometimes dissertation. So based on that, you will find opportunities there. But there are opportunities. MTech degree is a plus compared with the master's degree.
Okay, Dr. Manoj, I have one question. Whether you can conduct campus interview for your company or any other company, do you think it is a important work?
Yes, it's very good. I suggest that must happen. So what I suggest is if HBNI people can contact few of these Biopharma. See, Biopharma has already their tie-ups with some of the universities. Like Pune University, I have seen a tie-up with the Pune universities. In Amravati University, I have seen the tie-up with few of the biopharmas. In South, there are few universities. There is tie-up with those biopharmas there. So HBNI is very big is very big network actually. What I suggested, if we try to explore a bit about exploring the discussions with the biopharma leaders there, their HRs, I think they will be happy to come here. So here you will get PhDs, masters people, and with diverse background.
Okay, so in this regard, we need we need your help. HBNI needs your help. So actually, Professor Dipannita Datta, she will contact you maybe
Definitely.
later on through an email or telephone. And we need your help when to start and how to go about it.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a thing we are looking into, that somebody can help in from the industry so that we can have some interview with contact with the industry, and so that we can
annual
campus
one or biennial
campus interview. So that we are
exactly.
trying to.
It's possible.
So,
it's possible. I will try to help all possible. I will try to give all possible.
Yeah, that will be very good. Great. That is the thing we are looking into. So, any other question? No. If no other questions, thank you very much, Manoj.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for your time.
And
only the last point before we close the call, I want to mention here is that remember, you need not to pay a single penny to get a job. This is very important point. Sometimes you find like job aggregators or a consultant, they ask for the money. Some website also they ask for the money to get a job. No need to pay a single money. Instead, the Biopharma gives you the money for all your expenses, whatever you are going to get the job, going to have to get the job. So no need to spend a single penny from your pocket to get the job.
See, we have master's program in life science at NISAR. And we have a PhD program in ACTRAC, as you know, in BARC, then SINP, a very strong group. These are the three strong group, you know, of course at NISAR. Because NISAR has MSc as well as PhD program. So if we can centrally, do maybe through online or personal interview, whatever way in the campus, to initiate. And, once we start, it will start rolling. Because our candidates are very good, actually. That's no doubt about it. So in that respect, okay. We'll take that initiative to start.
So because we are looking into for job fair type of thing, so that if you can help in that, that will be very, very, very good. Very great.
Sure.
Good.
Thank you again, and so we look forward more such talks and more such opportunities in biopharma, and from you we also get some news from we expect that you can also help in getting news from the placement. So thank you again, Manoj, and thank you all the participants and all in offline and online, and for their questions and their
If you have any more specific question, you can write to him directly, or you can write to us, so that we can forward to him and seek the answer from him and how he can help you. Okay, so that's the thing.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And so we'll close.
Yeah, Dr. Manoj, I'll invite you. Why don't you come to HBNI sometime, so that here itself in person you would interact with the people and directly. Yeah. So tell us about your availability. Then one day we can arrange
definitely.
kind of a meeting with the student here itself. Okay, that will be nice.
That will be great.
Happy to join.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
We'll close it now.
Bye.
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 Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.